Alright chemists, so today we're going to talk about mixtures. Now, what we want to do by the end of this is we want to be able to talk about the different properties of mixtures and the properties within different types of mixtures. And we'll see here we've got a diagram that you guys may have seen before, particularly in your junior years, where we see that all matter is, that's what everything is. We've got matter, and matter can be split into two things. We've split into pure substances, which is sort of not where we're going today, which can then be broken down into elements or compounds. Now remember, an element is one substance, a compound is one substance but made of two different types of matter, or in fixed ratios. So then we've got the mixtures, right? The mixtures over here, we've got the homogeneous mixture, and it's homogeneous, and that is a mixture, well, we'll get into that in a second. And over here we've got the heterogeneous mixtures, and basically all of our mixtures can be split into those two types. Here's our vocab. If I can get you to just pause the video here and write this down, so you've got that for when we come back to it while we're doing the rest of the lesson. And here we are with homogeneous mixtures. That's our first one. We've got a cup of tea here. It's not my usual jam, but you know, I'm much more of a coffee kind of guy. You can tell by the way I speak, super flat out and annoying. So what is a homogeneous mixture? It's one where the components are indistinguishable from one another. They're all sort of mixed in, but they're mixed in such a way that you can't tell them apart. So it's got the same consistency throughout. And part of this is that the components of the mixture are dissolved into the same phase. So we can have this cup of tea. They are all dissolved into a liquid phase. Or we can have the air, which is a homogeneous mixture. If you don't live in a big city full of smoke, that's a homogeneous mixture where it's all mixed in the same phase, and that phase is gas. That's the gaseous phase. So air, tea, homogenized milk, seawater can be. It depends if you've got like the float. But the beach water, less so, but deeper in the sea, that's a homogeneous mixture. So now we have a look at heterogeneous mixtures. And this is kind of the opposite, you know, because when we looked at that key earlier, it's a dichotomous key, which means it splits into two. So these are ones where we have the components and they're distinguishable from one another. So this means it has an inconsistent composition throughout. Now both mixtures, homogeneous and heterogeneous, have a variable composition, but it just means it's inconsistent throughout. So we might have seawater from one place and seawater from another place, and while they're both homogeneous, they don't have the same ratio of components. One person might make a cup of tea really strong, another person might make it really weak. So we've got a variable ratio of components, but with both of those homogeneous mixtures, we've got the same consistency throughout. And with a heterogeneous mixture, this isn't the case. You can have various phases. For example, a soft drink. A soft drink will have bubbles in it that are dissolved in there. The bubbles are within the mixture. This means we've got a gas phase and a liquid phase. Here we have gold panning. In that mixture we have water, gold, dirt. So there's various phases. There's solids, there's liquids. So we've got things like wet sand, oil and water, gravel, ore, so ore in the matrix, and things like this. These are all the different heterogeneous mixtures you can think of. So let's see if you can think of some more. And we can represent this with a diagram. For example, we've got pure substances, which are the elements and the compounds, and you can see that they have the same ratio, the same consistency throughout, and they're actually bonded together. Whereas if we've got a homogeneous mixture, what we can actually see is, while we have the same, we can't tell them apart, it's the same consistency throughout, we can see that the particles are not evenly spread throughout, like unlike the compound where they're spread throughout super evenly. And then we've got heterogeneous ones. We see that the particles are all clumped together, which makes them bigger, more solid. So we have different consistency throughout, but still a variable composition. Alright, I hope that made a lot of sense. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Hit subscribe so you can keep up with everything we're putting out there. And thanks for watching. Bye now.